Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to discuss why not give the migrants everything and bankrupt the city in the process. So NYC is doing something outrageously stupid again. Because, I mean, Mayor Eric Adams, he just can't get out of his own way, or rather, he wants to tank the city so bad, he's like, you know what, let's come up with another way to screw the city over. I got it. Let's start a $53 million program to hand out prepaid credit cards to migrants. Because why not? Why not give them more money? Because they're worried about their well-being and the fact that they're not eating well because the meals that were provided to them by the city is no good. Because the city's angle, and I couldn't believe what I was reading when I read this, the city's angle was some of these people want to get a taste of home, and because they can't provide that for them, they'll give them prepaid credit cards to buy meals so that they can cook and or go to a restaurant. Now, the rule on using that prepaid credit card are only at bodegas and supermarkets. It didn't say anything about restaurants, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a loophole or a way around it. The migrants are supposed to sign a sworn affidavit. I love that part. A sworn affidavit that they were only going to use the money for food and nothing else. And I think they can also buy formula and maybe diapers for the babies, if I'm not mistaken, from what I read in the New York Post. The city has a budget crisis, and somehow $53 million pilot program, because it's a pilot program, is going to make that better. How? So right now, they are only starting with 500 migrant families here in New York City. It's the migrant families that are staying at the Roosevelt Hotel. That hotel that was nice turned to shit because they let the migrants move in and pretty much take over the hotel. And they're like, well, they didn't take it over. The city no, they took it over. It's a shithole now. I drove by it a couple weeks ago. It looks run down. And there were restaurants in and around the Roosevelt Hotel. And they're gone because why would you stay there? Anyway, with that being said, guys, the problems that are going to come out of this is going to be asinine because this is going to be a taxpayer thing. Though it's a company who's running the program, who's out of Jersey, because I like that move that they pulling them out of Jersey instead of being here in New York, that they are starting this $53 million pilot program. Now, they're probably fronting the money at first, but where's the rest of that money going to come from when they want to supply the rest of the migrants here? Now, they're saying it's a pilot program, so it's going to be short run. They didn't say how long. I'm going to assume anywhere between 6 months to a year, they're going to give this pilot program, which, guys, I already know which direction this is heading in. This is not going to be a pilot program. Then it's not going to fail. They're going to make it work. And then after the 6 months or a year, they're going to establish a bigger program to get more migrants in. So right now, I think there's 50,000 migrant families in New York City. Right now, they're only covering 500. But they're going to open that up to the 50,000 should this program work out. Again, which it will, because they have to. But who's going to be paying or flipping that bill? Or footing the bill, sorry. It's going to be us, the taxpayer. The NYPD police officers, the FDNY firefighters, EMTs, sanitation, corrections, those stupid brownie people, the ticket people, we're all going to be paying for that shit out of our taxes because a lot of us, if not all of us, are city residents. And then, of course, everybody else who works in the city. These people come here for a free old life, and they're getting everything afforded to them without batting an eyelash. Meanwhile, welfare recipients, vets, get a way to go and are getting ways to go just to get simple things they need in their lives. But you could plop across the border, come to New York City, and get everything you want. Because they've been giving these people everything since they got here. Now they're getting prepaid cards so that they can feed themselves because they don't like the food that's being served. Now, I said this before, I will say it again. The food that the city prepared for these people was pretty shitty. So I understand that these people rather cook for themselves, which if they're going to spend the money, I would rather them cook for themselves than obviously go out dining. But there's so many drawbacks that can happen with this. The city's not seeing it. So right now, the city is spending about $11 a day to feed the migrants. Each family, that is. Or each person, sorry. But the pilot program is giving migrants $35 a day to spend on food, which is, for a family of four, about $1,000 a month. That's the threshold that they're giving them. That's the limit that they're giving them. It's $1,000 a month. And then every month, or on the 28th of each month, the card gets replenished with $1,000. So, again, guys, because they couldn't get the food that they want, they're now telling them, oh, well, you couldn't have your Ecuadorian, your Venezuelan meal, or your African meal, or your Russian meal. So, you know what? We're going to give you this money so you can go shopping for that food and make the cuisine that you love at home. This is what they're fucking worried about. The meals that they're eating. They're like, oh, they don't like American food. Then fucking don't come to America. I never in my life fucking heard of such a thing where people come to another country and go, I don't like the food. Like, if you're visiting and you don't like the food, that's one thing. Like, when I went to Greece, and I was like, fuck that pancake with cheese on it. Motherfuckers. In my life, if I ever meet a chef that does that, he's going to disappear. Disappear somewhere in the forest. Cheese does not belong on pancakes. I don't want to go there. But again, I go to Greece. I didn't like the cheesy pancakes. And I was like, fuck this place. And I left. You don't come to a country to have a better life and then go, I don't like the food. I want the cuisines from where I'm from. Because this, guys, is not just for South Americans and Central Americans. This is also for the West Africans that are invading here and other various groups that are also coming here, that are invading here. We're being invaded by all fronts. Not just South and Central American, the Africans and their bullshit. Mobutu and his gangs fucking finally infiltrated into the United States. You got other fucking groups from around the world coming here across the border and being shuttled here on a bus. No one sees that as an invasion. All the liberals, Democrats, and bleeding heart assholes are like, well, they need a better life. Look at their kids. Look at Buwana. Buwana needs a fair life here. No, she doesn't. She does not. Her parents need to fucking turn around, go back to their country, and fight. These people, guys, are bringing their bullshit with them. They're bringing their bad way of living, their shit culture here to this country. They allowed their weakness, allowed their country to be taken over. Their weakness allowed them to be run out of their own country. So now they're running here with their bullshit. What do you think is going to follow behind that? That bullshit that they left is going to come here into their neighborhoods and take over because they allowed it. Because they don't have any fucking no grit. They don't know how to fight. They don't know how to stand for themselves. So they come here looking for us to shield them. It's only going to get worse, and that shit's only going to follow them, and it's only going to be a matter of time. Anyway, guys, this is The Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching the Angry Truth channel.